Are you the hospitalist? Yes, I am a hospitalist. Are you the hospital administrator? Yes, I am the hospital administrator. I need to speak with you about your length of stay numbers. Is there a problem with my length of stay numbers? There is a problem with everyone's length of stay numbers. Everyone's length of stay numbers are very, very bad. Do you ever take care of patients in the hospital? No, I have not done that for a long time. My job now is to tell doctors who are far more capable than I am that they are not doing a good enough job, and to go to meetings, and make charts and graphs and dashboards to prove they are not doing a good enough job. So you prefer that? Yes. The hours are much better and the pay is much higher. I have a vague memory of what it is like to take care of sick people, but when I did see patients in the hospital, my length of stay was always very, very short. Was that because your patients usually died within a day or so after being admitted? Yes. How did you know? Totally a wild guess. A great man once said that the only time we doctors should accept death is when it is caused by our own incompetence. Was that Steve Martin in The Man with Two Brains? Yes. It is a movie about a neurosurgeon who marries the wrong woman. That movie is a comedy, not a drama. It was? Are you sure? Anyway, I have always been very good at accepting death. Some of these patients are really sick. I had to spend 2 hours today reviewing all the records on a very complex patient. So what you are saying is that you made that patient's length of stay 2 hours longer. Well, if you want to look at it that way. What other way is there to look at it? Also, the less you know about a patient, the more likely they are to die, which will also shorten their length of stay. Do you have any other brilliant strategies to reduce our length of stay numbers? Yes, I certainly do. As of the 1st of next month, all patients in the PACU will receive a dose of TPA, all potassium chloride will be given IV push, and we have put in place a protocol to treat acute MI and stroke with green tea and soap suds enemas. You do realize all of that is gross malpractice and unconscionable. Yes, but if you will look at this graph I made, the savings from reduction in length of stay will more than offset the medical malpractice claims. What about all the doctors who will lose their medical licenses due to committing unconscionable and gross malpractice? There are plenty more doctors where you all came from. If they cannot reduce the length of stay numbers, we will just have to find doctors who are incompetent enough to do it. Also, your patient satisfaction scores are very, very low. So, I am supposed to throw people out of the hospital before they are ready to be discharged, and I also have to keep my patient satisfaction scores high. Yes. You have to do a better job with both. And that reminds me, your readmit rate is too high as well. Do you have any helpful suggestions so I might do a better job? Absolutely. To improve your patient satisfaction scores, you should tell all the patients exactly what day, and what time of the day they will be discharged, as well as giving them a weather forecast for that period of time. When updating family members about a patient's condition, try giving the family member a foot massage at the same time. Also, don't be stingy with narcotics and benzodiazepines. Patients don't like that. If the patient doesn't have any money or insurance, but still needs to be placed in a skilled nursing facility after discharge, you should cover the costs personally so the patient can be discharged. You should also buy a police scanner so you can monitor EMS calls. Then drive to the location, evaluate the patient, and then discharge them to home from the back of the ambulance. Our data also shows that you go to the bathroom too often, which causes you to have less time to work on your length of stay numbers. We suggest a fecal bag and a Foley catheter during your shifts. We can also arrange for a peg tube so you don't waste time eating when you could be working on your length of stay numbers. Could I do a colostomy instead of the fecal bag? Absolutely. That is what we call thinking outside the box. Those of us who do not see patients must use that phrase often, as well as the phrase, work smarter not harder, case mix index, and the word paradigms. I'm not sure what it means, but I hear it a lot. I used to think it meant 20 cents, but one of the other douchebags who does not see patients told me that is incorrect. Also, on your accountable care unit, the turnover of beds takes too long. You should start helping to clean the patients' rooms after they are discharged. For example, last week your patient with C. diff signed out AMA, after the nurses accidentally gave her a gallon of prune juice mixed with mag citrate and Miralax. I have to give the nurses credit for developing another innovative strategy to shorten our length of stay, but there was shit everywhere. It took them hours to get that room turned over. Would you be offended if I told you to go fuck yourself? Not at all. People say that to me all the time. But as long as I have my charts and graphs and dashboards, I'll be here long after you are gone, asshole.